Good morning, North Texas. It is the 5th day of June. You found the Fort Worth Roots Morning Show. Just a quick snapshot of your day, what's going on in the area. Very Fort Worth-centric. We'll start off with your weather, and then we'll move into National Day of This Day in History, some news stories, and then we've got, since today's Thursday, a bunch of events. What's going on around Fort Worth this weekend. So we'll get into that in just a minute. Lately, I've been trying to play you guys at least one clip every day from an interesting national news story. Here's what we got for you today.
Chinese nationals are accused of smuggling a dangerous fungus into the U.S. that experts say could be a potential terror weapon targeting agriculture. This is a microscopic view of that fungus known to cause billions of dollars in damage to crops, including wheat, barley, and rice worldwide every year. If consumed by humans, it can cause liver damage and birth defects. One of the suspects allegedly caught with the fungus hidden in his luggage at the Detroit airport. The DOJ claims he lied, saying that he was just there to visit his girlfriend, a Chinese visiting research fellow at the University of Michigan, but later confessed to having it. We'll stay on this. Chinese national.
Pretty wild stuff. The picture that they were showing was kind of hard to understand, but anyway, there was an image of a microscopic fungus. So anyway, careful at the airport, I guess, especially if you're in Detroit. Anyway, scary stuff. Okay, let's get into the weather this morning. 89 degrees for a high today, 73 for a low. There's a 33% chance of rain, partly cloudy this evening, followed by mostly cloudy skies, few showers scattered throughout midnight. Okay, and then Friday, 93 for a high, 75 for a low. Saturday, 95 for a high, 74 for a low. Sunday, 95 and 70 for a low. And then Monday, it's going to cool down a little bit. 88 for a high, 71 for a low. So, love that. And it does look like we have some mild chances for rain next week. Hope you guys are getting just as much rain as you need out there, wherever you're at. Okay, let's get into National Day of. National Sorry I Was on a Boat Day. Love that. Let's click on it. Let's see what that is. June 5th. Let's be honest, playing hooky isn't new. For centuries, people have been faking coughs, skipping obligations, and vanishing midweek to fill something. Okay. National Sorry I Was on a Boat Day, created by Boat Setter, is your official hall pass to log off, head out, and unapologetically float. In a world that glorifies hustle, this is your reminder to slow down, disconnect, and maybe even leave your phone on land. Whether you're answering emails with "Sorry, I was on a boat," or you actually just disappeared. Same energy, same good life choices. I don't know about leaving your phone on the shore while you get on a watercraft. Sounds like a bad idea. Most of us don't have radios or any other means of communication, so yeah, I'd say take your phone with you, dummy. Okay, this day in history, 1956. Elvis the Pelvis, the Milton Berle Show, features a scandalous Elvis. New singing sensation Elvis Presley makes his second appearance on NBC's Milton Berle Show, this time to perform his single Hound Dog. Teenagers swoon while the older set and most critics are outraged at Presley's indecent gyrations. Future TV gigs will film Elvis from the waist up. This day in history, 1956. I wonder. I'll leave that alone. I feel weird about Elvis now after finding out how young his wife was whenever they met. Anyway, you can look that up yourself. 1967. This day in history, Israel launches preemptive attack on Egyptian air power, citing an Arab military buildup near its border with Egypt. Israel launches airstrikes on Egyptian airfields, destroying upwards of 400 aircraft. The Six-Day War will grow to include Syria and Jordan, and Israel will capture the Sinai Peninsula, Gaza Strip, and Golden Heights. Well, these guys have always been crazy. All right, 1968, Robert F. Kennedy brought down by assassin's bullet. Oh, that was today. Presidential candidate Robert Kennedy is shot 3 times as he departs the Ambassador Hotel in L.A. after giving a victory speech following his California Democratic primary win. He will die the next day from his wounds almost 5 years after his brother John was assassinated. Wild stuff, man. All right, this day in history, 1991. Gutierrez is first Hispanic American in space. Wow. I thought that was, I'm blanking on the guy's name. Martin. Anyway, Albuquerque native Sidney Gutierrez blasts off as the pilot for Space Shuttle mission STS-40, becoming the first Hispanic American in space. In a few years, he'll serve as commander for mission STS-59 before retiring from NASA and returning to New Mexico. Yeah, he looks like a famous comedian, and I can't think of the guy's name. All right, on to Fort Worth news. Let's see what our article is here. This is WFAA TV Dallas. You can find it on MSN.com. Dallas Fort Worth leads U.S. for new corporate headquarters. You guys might have kind of intuitively known that. All these new HQs popping up all over the place. Story is by, where'd it go? Bill Hethcock, Dallas Business Journal. Dallas-Fort Worth took home the #1 spot on a new list of metros that have added the most corporate headquarters in recent years. DFW gained 100 headquarters from 2018 to 2024, and public companies based in the Metroplex are now worth a combined $1.5 trillion, a value that has doubled over the past 5 years, according to the report by online publisher Visual Capitalist. Every once in a while, we find a story here on the morning show where it's like, okay, I knew Fort Worth felt different. Here's a good example of you not being crazy. If you feel like it's changing really quick around here. Hold on one second. Okay, and we just released an episode with city manager Jay Chapa, and that's one of the things we talk about is just how rapidly Fort Worth is changing and how it's affecting small businesses and our neighbors here in Fort Worth. So if you want to check that out, you can find all of our recordings on fortworthroots.com, our website, or you can just go to Spotify. And if you guys are ever having trouble, like, oh, I want to hear that episode, I know they did it, how do I find it? Most of these podcast players have a search bar. You just type in the name of the person that we interviewed, and it'll pop right up. So that's one way to do it. I know that our website does it, and it works really well. In fact, you can type in just abstract things that might be in the episode, and it will pull up the episode. So use the search bar if you're looking for anything. But J-Chop is the one that we released yesterday, and it's at the top of the list. So Austin ranked second in the number of new HQs in that same time period. 81 Nashville, period with 81. Oh, Nashville ranked third with 35, followed by Phoenix and Houston with 31 new headquarters apiece in 5 years. Okie dokie. You guys can read on. The story does continue. MSN.com. I clearly did not get enough coffee this morning. New bus line launches in downtown Fort Worth, replacing Molly the Trolley. MSN.com. This is by Julia Falcon. A new bus line is launching in Fort Worth, helping visitors and residents alike get around Cowtown. The Blue Line is replacing Molly the Trolley, which will officially end its service on June 7th, according to Trinity Metro. That's tomorrow. So, dang it. Yeah. Just making sure I said the right thing this morning. It's the 6th day. It's the 5th day. Today is the 5th of June. In case I didn't get that right earlier. Much like the Orange Line, Trinity Metro's Blue Line will provide a necessary connection for residents and tourists to some of Fort Worth's iconic destinations. You can read more on MSN.com. New bus line launches in downtown Fort Worth. Okie dokie. Here's a good story coming out of Fort Worth. $1 billion for Cook Children's expansion in Fort Worth to increase critical care capacity. Here's how. The story is on Fort Worth Report. Story by Catherine Miller. Cook Children's Medical Center is working on the largest expansion in its 107-year history. Construction recently started on the medical center's 760,000 square foot West Tower at a formal groundbreaking ceremony at the Cook Children's Fort Worth campus. The $1 billion project will enhance capacity for neonatal, pediatric, and cardiac care. The West Tower will have 143 neonatal intensive care beds, 56 pediatric intensive care unit rooms, and technically advanced operating rooms for specialized programs such as orthospine, neurosurgery, cardiothoracic surgery, and robotics. The project is part of Cook Children's 10-year expansion plan and will add 1 million square feet to the hospital's existing campus, expanding from 7th Avenue to 8th Avenue. Cool. They're doing the Lord's work, so whatever they want. You want $1 billion, Cook? You got it. All right, our good news story of the day, if that wasn't enough. This is by Andy Corbley from the goodnewsnetwork.org website. One man in southwest India taught 10,000 people to swim for free in a river to help end drowning. Following the tragic drowning of 15 school children in his hometown, an Indian man has started a swimming club that has seen more than 10,000 learn how to handle themselves in the water. He's narrowed down the introductory course, which focuses entirely on swimming for safety rather than for sport, to just 16 lessons. That begins by removing the fear of the water and the river's current. It's called the Valaceril River Swimming Club, and it now boasts thousands of members among the communities living along the Periyar River in the southwestern Indian state of Kerala. It was created by Saji, can't say it, sorry, a humble furniture shop owner who, according to the Better India, was overwhelmed with grief following the overturning of a boat carrying a school class and its teachers in 2009. He started by teaching his children to swim, then his friends' children, then some from the neighborhood. Soon the news spread and the free swimming classes were available, and the trickle of interest turned into a torrent. Most drowning cases reported here are of people boating close to the banks and not in the middle of the river, says Saji. You only need 16 days to learn how to remove your fear of water and save yourself from drowning. Yeah, that's good. Yes, everybody should know how to swim. It's just one of those things. All right. Excellent. Well, good for you, Saji. Thank you for helping keep people above water. All right. Let's get into these events for the weekend. See what I have on my events. This Saturday, 12 p.m. in Arlington, there's a I-20 AMC Chalk Art Fest. I don't know why that's showing up on my events, but cool. Save the Cicada, Mean Motor Scooter, Denver Williams, and TGM, the Traumatics, are all going to be playing this Saturday at 8 p.m. at the Cicada. Let's click on that. Let's find out more information. See if there's a cover charge. Come on, computer. High energy rockin' night supporting one of Fort Worth's iconic venues during these did they spell that right? Tumultuous times. It's also Doc Rock's birthday show. Come celebrate original live music. If you are not familiar with the bands that I just listed off, that's a great bill. That's going to be a lot of fun. So check that out. There's also a Facebook event where you can click on it and tell them you're coming. Looks like right now they got 8 people going and 42 interested. And now they will have 9 going because I'm going. I'll be there Saturday, 8 o'clock. Let's see. Does it say anything about a cover charge? I can guarantee, yep, $10 cash. They have an ATM at Cicada. I hate that thing. It's my mortal enemy. Just bring cash. The $10 will go to the bands. So you're supporting Cicada when you buy anything at the bar, and the $10 will go to the band. So, yeah. It's one of our last really rad locations for live music. For, that. Of course, you've got Dickie's, you've got Billy Bob's, you've got, what's that new Tim Love place? that I can't think of right now. Anyway, there are music venues, but those cater to national touring acts and larger bands. So whenever talking about one of the last great places in Fort Worth for live music, I'm talking about, bands like the Traumatics or I'm just blanking on everything right now. Maybe I can back this thing up. Where's everything at? I'm sorry. I'm on the struggle bus this morning. Nothing's working right. Mean Motor Scooter, Denver Williams, the 20 bands that Sean Russell's in, those bands, those really badass bands. The Methinks. What's the band Sosa's in? Temporal Distortions. That kind of stuff. We don't have a home for that if we keep losing places like the Cicada. I am on the struggle bus. I cannot get my throat to clear out this morning. Okay, so Save the Cicada. That benefit is on Sunday. There's also this show on Saturday. I guess this whole weekend is just about the Cicada. But also on Saturday, you got The Small Things, a Blink 182 cover band that's going to be at McFly's Pub. And that's going to be pretty rad. And then there really wasn't a whole lot else I could find today that looked like something you would be interested in. I'm going to pull up the Instagram page and see what's going on over there at Southside Preservation Hall. We are going to get through this morning's episode, my goodness. If you guys have anything that you would like to have played on the show, we didn't have one call in this week, and that really surprises me. Fort Worth Roots services 200,000 accounts every month. So if you have anything going on and you think that kind of attention would benefit you, please send us a audio recording and we will play it on the show. Happy to. Okay, let's see here. Oh no, that is. Yep, it's just that kind of morning. Okay, let's see what's going on over here at Southside Preservation Hall. Still struggling. We're going to do it, though. All right. Okay, let's see. June 13th. That's a little far out. We got anything coming up this weekend? Somebody from Southside Preservation Hall had called me and left a voicemail. I could be playing that right now. Still want to support you, though, so here we are. This week at the Hall, Weird Wednesday 43. We've already passed that one. Would have loved to have supported you guys and played a recording for you. Buddy's Big Band Live, Friday, June 6th, 8 p.m. Buddy's Big Band Live in the ballroom. Okay. I think that's all the time we got today for events. Trying to help out, guys. It's a lot easier if you leave us a recording. That way we can play it for you, instead of me digging around on Facebook events. Yeah. But we'll keep doing it. Keep doing it for you. Big shout out to everybody that came and saw us last Tuesday. That was incredible. We've had a few weeks now, just back to back. It's really starting to pick up steam. Meeting a lot of really interesting people that are involved in all sorts of different projects, business owners and new musicians and content creators, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and I'd love for you to come out. So if you've got anything to promote and you want to do it in person because you just can't stand the idea of leaving a voicemail, come see me. It's a great not networking experience. We always have an interesting guest on the microphone for the podcast recording, and then we put you on the mic. We've got an audience microphone that goes around the room, and that is every Tuesday at McFly's, 5 o'clock. But thank you, everybody that came out last week, week before that. If you've ever been to any of those Tuesday events at McFly's, thanks for coming out. And we're going to keep doing it. It's getting rough out there. I was on the phone yesterday with a friend of mine, Tony Diaz, works with the Fort Worth Weekly, a local publication. And we're just talking about all the different closures and things that are going on. And I was telling him what we've been going through here with Fort Worth Roots. People are having to cut every expense they can, and we've lost several sponsors just in the last month that had to close their doors. So That sucks, man. But it is getting hard out there. And if you are a business owner or a content creator or a human living on Earth, just know that you're not alone and you're not doing anything wrong. It's affecting everybody. And every time I open up these news stories or talk to somebody that's in business, it's kind of alarming. Like we're just in one of those phases right now economically. I keep trying to point my attention towards like the 1980s, like the late 1980s, whenever, man, it was bad. It was really rough economically. But we adjusted. We figured out how to bring it back around. Right now, people do not have the expendable income that they did 5 years ago. So just nobody's going out. And these businesses are folding up and disappearing overnight. So vote with your dollar, man. That's all I can tell you. You don't want to see a place disappear. Try to go there once in a while. You know, if you're planning a night out with your wife or your husband or your friends or whatever, consider going, at least stopping by one of these local places. And this weekend, the Cicada would love to have you out. So I think they really have to have a blowout, badass weekend if they're going to stay alive for another month. So anyway, since you was, I'm a little doom and gloom this morning. I'm sorry. I hope you had a wonderful week. This is our last episode for the week, Thursday. We will join you again with the, the Fort Worth Morning Show next Monday. And we will be broadcasting from Fort Worth Float Company. If you guys have anything that you want us to put up on the show, send us a message through Instagram. It's probably the easiest way. Just go to your DMs, click that little microphone button, tell me about what you got coming up, and we will put it on the show. And there's no qualifications, there's no restrictions, unless you say something crazy. I'll be the judge of that. Anyway, that's enough talking out of me for today. I didn't do a good job talking. I think I need to pound like 3 cups of coffee every morning to make sure I can talk right. Okie dokie. Ladies and gentlemen, as you move through outer space on the back of a giant sea turtle, we hope that you will choose love and gratitude every chance you get. Till Monday, folks. Good day.
Up today and somebody loved you, and you know who I really hope it was yourself.